Orochi, radar, option select, Tian defeat changes, sticky dodge, crashing charge changes, incoming testing grounds. Orochi, they basically moved his dodge recovery cancels. Before it was 333, now it's 200 MS, like Tiandi. But every recovery, Tiandi only has it on opening lights and heavies. So this will be very interesting, should be extremely slippery, and also you can do it off of every dodge attack as well. Which, if you imagine Infinite Riptide Strike change, is gonna be pretty incredible, perhaps. So yeah. That should... I'm not sure how good he will be, but as a zhanhu player I'm already a little bit jealous. So opener damage reduced on average by 2 damage, which should be pretty big actually. Well, he gets that free follow-up light in the rework. So his opener damage, I think, goes down from like 16 to 14 or something. Opener light damage. And also, I mean, with opener they also minus heavy, so yeah, a little bit of getting him in line damage wise. Zone attack is a chain starter, also guarantees the follow up light, the guaranteed combo light. And light attacks are back to light parries, so still the risky dodge attacks where you can blow up Orochi for dodge attacking in the wrong way still. And Orochi players, long-term Orochi players will be very happy with this. You can now deflect at will, no matter how many heavies Shigoki or Hitokiri intends to throw at you. And of course, deflecting Hitokiri's dodge heavy will be very fun now. Because you can beat interruptible stance. Which they describe as, you know, just stunning them and not having to trade with them. Which is very nice in my opinion, especially when you have Hitokiri dodge heavy around. Which should absolutely be... like, you should be able to punish that with a deflect every time when you bait it out. And not have to trade with the follow-up heavy or light. So here they show the zone starter.
You can do combo light, you can do whatever you want. It basically
the guaranteed light follow-up. Then radar. Radar was a little bit problematic because he lost his hyper armor or delayed them. Now it's on 100 MS on every chain heavy attack, which I think he needs, especially to trade with all of those dodge heavies to come out on top. Like, because he doesn't have a deflect or a good parry punish or anything like that, he needs that. And anything else? Nope. So, can now Radar Storm to Radar's Fury. He already, I think he was already able to do that. Where he can throw the double unblockable. Which is pretty damn good. They also said that they increased the stamina cost on the starter zone on Radar Storm because he gets a heavy off of guard break now, but they'll mention it later. So you don't need to have the extremely low stamina cost on his starter zone anymore. Which would be pretty insane if, you know, you could just churn out unblockables constantly. And new chain routes, light, heavy, light. Heavy, heavy, light, I thought you already had that, to be honest. Storming type now chains to second hidden chains. That means you don't have to end your chain after a storming tap or go into another storming tap if you want to continue the chain, but you can just continue to chain with 2 hits for a decent amount of time, which is very nice. Radar players are gonna like this. Because you just feel more free, which is Radar's all about. But long combos and chains like that. Here's...
Very fitting for Tempest.
Yeah, so you see we have like
New
heavy,
chains.
the light, and all those sort of things. So it's super useful. He's really good. And with that, with the change here, we see after a storming tap, he did like 2 heavies back to back. So that was quite interesting. Yeah. Okay.
I think that's fine. Yeah, top heavy opener 900 ms from 1000, side heavy opener 800 ms from 900 ms. This is standard brought into line, you know, like Warden for example, has the same timing on his heavies. So he'll get a heavy off of guard break now. Probably also brought the damage in line, so he doesn't deal 27 damage off of a guard break. But yeah, now he doesn't need to use his zone off of guard break anymore, you can just heavy. Raider's Fury is now 966 ms from 1000 ms because this enables you to basically, if you combo into Raider's Fury from a storming tap, you can just stuff a light interruption attempt. So if your opponent throws a light at you, intending to interrupt your Raider's Fury will just win and interrupt his light attempt. Which is interesting, in my opinion. Maybe it's too much, because option selects are gone when this comes out. And I think, you know, you have to... This is basically then a 50-50 or worse of eating 38 damage or 24 guard break punish damage. Which is pretty insane, and you can just do that, and you can't even interrupt it with a light, you know? Which is, in my opinion, questionable, but we will see how it turns out. Recoveries, better recoveries on everything. Hit, block and miss. Which is, you know, classic Raider stuff. Option selects are gone, which everybody already knew about, you know. Every option select is gone, guard break, bash, and zone. They mentioned that some weird obscure option select still exists, but they are trying to remove it. This should change for Honor in a pretty big way, in, you know, lower time to kill as well, which is the only negative I can see really. And, you know, it was a little bit, you know, kind of fun when you bait out an option select and deflect it, parry it, or full block it, something like that. But that is going to be gone. Which is, you know, probably better. I honestly can't say for sure. Now, Radical, after 84 years of just being useless and doing nothing, fixed Radical now plays 15% damage increase when Tiandi's HP is below 50. Which is pretty good. We will have to see how it stacks up to Tireless. But this is pretty good. A pretty good feat for tier 1. But you know, Tireless is kind of extremely useful because you just have so much stamina, and Tiandi can just zone attack all day, you know. Tiandi zone spam. Vital Leech now provides 35% life leech when Tiandi's HP is below 50. I believe this is just about Vital Leech providing more life leech when Tiandi's HP was below like 25 or something. And they standardized that now, it's always 35% below 50. Sticky dodge. Dodging is no longer based on camera orientation, but now based on player input. So this is really big, actually. Like, you don't really think about it, but it's actually like incredible how many times sticky dodge screws you over in this game, and now it will not do that anymore. So basically, like when you counter guard back and dodge right after, when you block and dodge right after, something like that. Your character would look at somebody who you were not locked onto and then dodge like weirdly in a direction you didn't quite input. And that's just screwed you over. So many times. It has killed me so many times. And now it's just gone. Now it will just dodge into your input direction. Which is incredible, honestly. Like this will increase the quality of life by a huge margin. And they also mentioned that under some specific circumstances, with some specific attacks, sticky judging can still happen, but they want to look into that as well. Crashing charge, the funny ledge move, and just the most bullshit move in the game, honestly. No longer has interruptible stance, so both warlord and opponent. Great, just like Raider and lawbringer. Can no longer chain into itself. I don't know why it did that in the first place. This is needed to happen because, you know, infinite warlord, crashing charge chains, instant out of stamina war splats with like the double war splat, crashing charge. Just huge amounts of cheese that happened there. And no longer unbalances out of stamina opponents. Also probably good. Yeah, just aside for sore eyes, you know, I love that change. I really don't like Warlord. And then, so all the changes I just talked about, they're gonna be implemented at season start, which is, I think, next week in September. And then there will be a next testing ground on the September 16th to 30th, where SHINOBI will receive changes and Dominion will receive changes. So SHINOBI, you know, pretty broken rework, but yeah, really just weird, but we could see what they were going for with that. So they removed bleed damage from Sickle Rain, Shadow Strike, Teleport. I think, I'm not sure why exactly they did that, they gave some weird reason, but I mean, it's pretty much the same, you know, they just deal direct damage now. Teleports deal 24 damage, which is good because on Testing Ground it did 4 damage, which was pointless basically to deflect in that case. So these attacks deal direct damage now. Sickle Rain no longer accessible after guard break, so let's just do the normal heavy and chain from there. Sickle Rain now deals 20 damage up front and 3 per stab, so total 29. No insane amount of damages. No longer ignores pinning rules. This means you can't infinite Sickle Rain somebody or Sickle Rain, you know, let a Shigoki hug somebody and then Sickle Rain. It just won't pin them anymore, so no more infinite Shinobi ganks or something of that sort. No longer drain stamina. There was some jank stamina drain. That is gone now. On the opponent, of course. Of course, you'll still need stamina to perform the move. So ranged heavy changes. This is no longer war splats, which is good, very good. It was really broken when it was splatted. Like, you could do some insane Centurion pre-reworks or pre-nerf season 2 Centurion combos like that. So really broken. And it's no longer target swappable. They just said that basically for consistency, because it's a ranged instant damage bash, basically. So they don't want you to get blindsided like that out of nowhere. In my opinion, it's no real problem because you don't really get into a situation that often with that character where you can do that and it actually hits somebody, you know, and you don't get punished for it. Like, if your opponent has a brain cell, he will just punish you for it, right? But yeah, no longer target swappable, no longer accessible from backflip, which is it was just reactable from backflip, so it was pretty pointless except for target swapping. But target swapping is gone, so they just removed that. So input leniency changes. Basically, Shinobi had some whack input windows, and they tried to fix that with this one, where you know, front roll follow-ups and shadow strike stuff would just not come out, no matter how, you know, you mash the button. Nothing happened, or just random moves came out, something like that. It was too different from other inputs in the game. Now front roll and backflip changes. We now have 300 ms of iframes, which I think everybody will love. That will add spice to the character, which is good because the character was too bland on the testing ground. No longer have guard break vulnerability, which is also good. I think the move is pretty vulnerable. Backflip can be accessed after most attacks on hit, block or miss, so you'll just be able to backflip around again, which is very good because this adds more layers of fun to the character. And fun is the most important. And on testing ground it was not that fun because you couldn't like pull shenanigans like that. Also, front roll has extra forward movement, which is good. Yeah, this adds to the, you know, fun of the character. Other changes, double dodge, can no longer dodge backwards. This is very good, in my opinion, because there were some scenarios where Shinobi could just dodge away from your guard break with this kind of stuff, which should not happen in this game. Guard break is supposed to beat dodges. So that is gone. Double dodge can now access openers. Basically, you can, like live Shinobi, the reworked Shinobi couldn't double dodge into like a heavy or light attack, but this reworked Shinobi will be able to do that. Just again adds more fun to the character. May not necessarily be like super viable or whatever, but very I think that's good. Because like it adds to the shenanigans, and the dodge front kick now can now be accessed at 200 ms from front dodge and can be delayed to 500 ms. Normally, so basically like normally in these new reworks they come out at a minimum of 300 ms, but that is too reactable for pro players because they can dodge as soon as they see orange or red or something. They will just dodge that on reaction and not and be able to avoid the guard break. Like on reaction means they will just always dodge that attack and not be caught by the guard break. But at 200 ms they intend to you know, test that out whether or not the pros will be caught by that. So you can actually exist, you know, in a competitive environment. Like, for example, who was it that got that treatment? I think Griffin, maybe? With his forward dodge bash. Like, his forward dodge bash does not synergize well enough with his forward dodge attacks. And it comes out at 300 ms minimum. So people can just avoid that on reaction. So it's not often not a mix-up necessarily. And you know, the top, the 3 really good bashes from Conqueror, Warlord and Black Prior, they come out at 100 ms minimum, which is really oppressive, really fast, and it works. But you know, it's not fun, so that's why the new ones came out at 300 ms always, and now they're testing out 200 ms minimum timing to catch more people. Which is, I hope it will work. I'm not sure. I hope it's not like super oppressive and unfun like Conqueror, Warlord and Black Prior, but we'll see. And double dodge now costs 6 stamina to avoid like ridiculous amounts of double dodging away from stuff, I guess. Now the Dominion changes, which were renown changes and some zone capture changes. Basically, they standardized renown. They did away with the specific types of renown, where, you know, everybody knows assassin renown kinda sucks very often. Heavy renown is pretty consistently the best renown in the game. And the TG, everybody will have the same renown, which is already good. And they, you know, doubled the hero kill renown they got, which at first seems pretty ridiculous, but actually it's okay because they did away with a lot of the weird multipliers, which were like honorable 1v1, 1v2, 1v3 multipliers or something like that. You know, they did away with most of that, except the ones which are comeback mechanics like revenge multiplier. Like when you get killed by someone and then kill them back, that multiplier is still there. Something like that, like the comeback multipliers are still there, but almost all of the other multipliers are gone. So hero kills at 20 is pretty much, it's not like super out of this world. Sped up the renown gain. And here basically everything normal, you know, assassin moves up from 1 renown to 2 renown. 4 minion kills, that is significant. Kill assist normalized, capture zones normalized. Contesting zones is higher on average than boosting zones, because they want the meta and Dominion to be offensive, and oftentimes people were afraid to attack. Oh yeah, I did not mention that defender zone bonus. They did that to 0 instead of these values, because in the past Dominion teams were afraid to attack points because some Dominion teams killed people on a point and then gained that point for themselves again. They got this bonus, and you know, you can imagine that kind of encourages a defensive Dominion meta where nobody wants to attack points, or where it's risky to attack points. And now they want to improve that by doing away with that defender zone multiplier and gaining the, you know, speeding up the contesting zones multiplier and boosting zones, you know, chilling at the home point multiplier, lowering that a bit. So you are encouraged to go out and contest zones and attack. And revised rally also standardized. Now, feat unlock threshold changes are from these weird values, which were, you know, kind of close together, especially the 3rd and the 4th feat unlock threshold value were kind of close together. Here, it, you know, you see it incrementally, the spaces get bigger per feat, so it will be harder and harder to unlock the next feat. And, you know, that is that, I guess. And they also increased the maximum threshold for the feat 4. So it's less, you know, you don't have a feat 3 all the time for a longer time during a match, which is currently what has happened. You know, gain feat 1 and 2 relatively quickly, and then nothing happens this entire time, and suddenly you gain feat 3 and 4 at the same time, basically. So this is the new structure, which I think is better. Like, renown, currently it's just really bad. This is miles better. Zone capture speed changes. When you got multiple people on a zone, you capture faster. or almost instantly. On the TG, multiple people will not change anything. It's always 5.5 seconds to capture, which they hope will, you know, encourage players to spread out instead of deathballing on 2 points, because it will always take 5.5 seconds to capture. And, you know, it also helps, you know, being reactive. If you notice that somebody's capturing your point, you can maybe quickly go and contest that instead of them capturing it immediately and you being on the back foot, you know. So that's also good, but minor, I guess. Hard points, sources and values. You can see this is the current ones. The minion lane gets you a ton of points compared to, you know, normal capture zones or boosted capture zones, because in the minion lane you also can kill minions which gain you additional hard points. So the minion lane is ridiculously good currently. So they brought this in line, made it both the same basically, but you still can kill minions in the minion lane, so I guess it's a little better still, which is understandable. But, you know, brought in line, currently minion lane is too strong. We'll see what happens. And I think that is that. So, let me know what you think. I think these balance changes are amazing, especially the renown change will be huge. Other option stack change, huge. Crashing charge change and sticky dodge change for just quality of life and enjoyment, huge. Amazing changes all around, I think. I'll definitely be interested in playing again.